Are you seeing it? Are you watching it? I can't.
Yeah, it's up there.
Oh, okay. Weird. Oh, there it is. Weird. Hello, everybody! Expertly professional intro there. Welcome back. It is Phil Nagy and Kit Nagy on Sports joining you here. More exciting Week 7 action in our 2021 sim. Appreciate your patience during my little vacation, but back now and excited to continue the good work that we have done. But exciting Week 7 game here. The 4-2 Washington football team in Minnesota to take on the Vikings here. So let's bring in the other half here of our broadcast team. Everybody, Kit Nagy.
Hey, glad to be back. Glad you made it back from Greece in one piece. That's sounds like it was a great trip there. And really excited to get this continuing here with some Week 7 action. We got a very exciting Washington football team here who, as Phil mentioned, is 4-2. Definitely has shown flashes of the good stuff against a bit of a struggling Vikings team. They obviously focused on their defense, having signed Sheldon Richardson and some others. But then some definite question marks on their offense after the departure of some of their better weapons on that side. So it should be an interesting matchup here. And welcome in, George. Glad to have you moderating for us as always. And welcome, Brownie Elf.
All right, well, there he is coming out onto the field again. He has been sharp. Look at these stats. Part of the reason they've been so successful is this man right here, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and we've seen a couple of other Washington football games, and it's always a little bit of a clown show when he runs around in the pocket, at least Madden's version of him, but they've been successful, so we'll see what this one has in store. Some eye candy on the first play. Fires deep left side. He's got McLaurin. He's got him fair first down. Oh, just gets tripped up. Otherwise, T-Mac house calls the first play of the game.
Wow, shoelace tackle there. We'll talk about fortunate to get a hand in there to trip up T-Mac because he was absolutely gone. Beat the coverage early on this one. Fitzmagic finds him. Very nice ball down the sideline, just right in the basket, if you will. And fortunate that he's able to catch up enough to make that tackle. Otherwise, that was gone.
Indeed. All right. Well, that's pretty solid first play. How are they going to back it up here? Their second play, going to give it up the middle to McKissick, and he's going to try to angle his way. He gets about 4, maybe 5 yards on his first touch of the game. Part of that 2-3-headed monster out of the backfield. A little pump fake to the right side. Turn around, give it up the middle to the second member. Actually, that's Jarrett Patterson, the rookie. That's the third member of the running attack, along with Peyton Barber.
Yeah, a little bit of hurry up here from the Washington football team.
Slant left side, third down. He's got it to McLaurin, and he drops it. I thought he had the ball for sure. Ball comes popping out, incomplete, fourth down.
Yeah, just a little bit of a concentration error. Not what you expect from him. He's usually very sure-handed, looks the ball all the way in through the reception, but that one he doesn't manage to do so, and instead is going to bring up a 4th and 6 here. You'd have to imagine they're not going to go for this. Hey Keith, welcome in. Yeah, we're glad to be back. It's exciting to be back and bring in Nagy Nation some more Madden sims.
Absolutely.
The kick is good. So a couple points I wanted to make about Fitzmagic. I think that is pretty accurate, true to life to what he does, and that you're talking about him dancing in the pocket. He is a little bit squirrely back there at times. Although he is successful, he makes things happen, especially on broken plays. It's one of the things he does well, and puts the ball down the field pretty well. And then the other thing I wanted to point out, Brownie Elf, is that our Browns are the only team that is still undefeated in our sim here at 7-0. So they're doing very, very well, and that's all been on the back of the defense, like Phil mentioned. That defense has been spectacular, and that's really exciting because if our defense in real life can live up to what the defense in the sim world has done, we will be looking very good this season.
Absolutely. All right, here's the first play of the game for the Vikings offense in their all-purple home alternates. They're going to go left side, and that's Dalvin Cook, of course. He is the straw that stirs the drink of that offense, along with Kirk Cousins. Although they did spend some draft capital, certainly. Their new left tackle, Christian Darrisaw, of course, Wyatt Davis from the Buckeyes up there as well. So they spent a lot of money to redo, specifically right now, at least that left side of the line. 3rd and 7, back to pass, pressure up the middle, and he's going to throw it out of the sack, and a flag to boot, which is going to be a holding call. And they're going to decline that one for sure. That's going to bring up 4th and 7 and a punt for the Vikings.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, welcome in, Kevin. Welcome in, Dion. Yes, Phil is back from Greece, so we're back to football, and he wasn't able to stream that from Greece. He didn't want to trust the internet connection from overseas, plus the hours might have been quite crazy. Well, I'm not sure we could have made that work. But on the other hand, we're back and glad to be back. And to answer your question there, Brownie, we did have some relatively challenging games in there. It wasn't just easy schedule.
All right, here's Fitzmagic now, right side. A little bit of a dump off to Adam Humphries. Again, kind of that slot receiver we saw a lot last year with Tennessee. And he has seemed to have really found a home here between the Ohio State flanks of Samuel and McLaurin.
And to
Peyton Barber's first carry. And yes, Dion, I am back safely in Ohio.
And to talk to your one other point there, Brownie Elf, yes, we do have a lot of star power back there. JJ3 has already popped as a superstar for us, an X Factor for us in the backfield. So we have a benched superstar in Greedy Williams, who is the backup to Greg Newsome in our sim. So we do have some significant star power on that defense. I believe it's 3 superstar X Factors between Denzel, Garrett, and JJ3.
Yes, absolutely.
Dion, 4-2. 4-2 is the record for Washington.
Oh yes, thank you.
It's 1-4 for the Vikings.
Yep, Vikings are 1-4. Yep, just what I was going to say. Here's a fire deep left side again. McLaurin, he's got it, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, 51 yards. My, oh my.
Yeah, my, oh my, indeed. That was like the exact play they ran last time that worked so well, and they caught the defense again napping on the outside. McLaurin just torches him here, and this time, they had the success they were looking for, not able to come up with the shoestring tackle as he was going for the ball, not for the player, and as a result, McLaurin just walks in. That was like a carbon copy of the first play of the game.
That was wild, and then the diving cornerback who missed the interception, and McLaurin kind of picked the safety from being able to come up and make the tackle. So very quickly, some fireworks early from Terry McLaurin and Ryan Fitzpatrick. And the skull here is a little bit... The fans were less than 6 minutes into the game, down 2 scores, and they're not really sure what hit them.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I'll tell you what, Fitzmagic has been on point so far in this game, dropping 2 beautiful passes down the sideline to T-Mac, and really dropping it in the basket both times. I seriously, that looked like the exact same play. The only thing different about it was the field location. He only had about 5 yards to go to get into the end zone. The first time he had about another 40 to go.
Yeah. All right. Well, Vikings respond up the middle to Dalvin Cook. Sorry, I just read Mark Titus's book, so Taquan Cook is fresh on my brain. Chase Young does make the tackle. Nice play action, all kinds of protection in here. Max protect look, and he's just going to go out of that max protect look to the tight end. That's Ty Conklin.
A nice effort from Conklin to get upfield there after the catch. He made a nice, sure move upfield.
Cook right into the teeth of that defensive line, which is so stout, and they are going to give it to him. First down, there's Cole Holcomb, middle linebacker, but of course, Washington's defense predicated on that just absolute superstar power they had on the front line.
Yeah, even with Kerrigan moving on, that's still one of the best D-lines in the business. They are so stout up there. They have quite the rotation, all the players that can come in, and really no drop-off. They have all kinds of playmakers up there. And that is where, as you can see right there, look at those stars, the superstars and X Factors out there. They're really quite good.
Absolutely. Stretch right side. Cook looks like he could have kept going outside. He stays a little bit inside the numbers, and he's going to get tackled immediately for a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, and when you can have a guy like Kerrigan, who has been such a dynamic playmaker for a defense, move on and not feel like you lost anything on that D-line, your D-line is really good.
Yeah, and they are. A little early movement there, resulting in 5 yards backwards. And that's Wyatt Davis, the rookie, 51. Shotgun now for Kirk Cousins here on a 2nd and 14. Up the middle again. Here's Dalvin Cook juking his way, spinning his way through. Nice run there, 7 yards, and we've got an injury, and that's the second-year sophomore sensation receiver Justin Jefferson out of LSU, getting up a little bit slow, and fortunately for the Vikings is going to be on the bench, which means he will return. That's about all the information we ever get on injuries.
Yeah, that's
in this game.
Very fortunate for them indeed. He's such a weapon for this Vikings offense. Outside of Dalvin, he's just really what makes this offense go.
Deep down the left side, and it's caught. Thielen down to the 18. So just bomb city, just 9 routes all day down the left side for each of these teams. And Thielen responds with 44 yards of his own.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really not his wheelhouse. The fact that Jefferson was out, he's more of a possession receiver here, but he manages to catch them in his zone. The safety is late getting over, and Thielen in the position, he's not really the fastest of receivers, but he's able to, really exploit the zone. Nice job from Cousins, hitting him, recognizing him, hitting him downfield.
Yeah, absolutely. Cameron Curl, the safety, very, very late to get over there. I thought that as well.
And that's honestly
another run up the middle. There's Zimmer.
Yeah, I was going to say that's honestly a bit surprising from this Washington football team secondary. They're usually very, very sound in coverage. They had some cornerback questions early last year, but they seem to have addressed a lot of that in their secondary. So I think they should be a lot better. So a bit surprising to see that bit of a blown coverage there from the safety unit there. Curl coming over very late in that one.
3rd and 8, back to pass. Pressure coming. It's out. It's picked up. It is scooped up. Here comes a big man rumbling. That's Jonathan Allen. He's going to get chased down from the back. But he scoops it up and returns it all the way to the 43. Couldn't tell if I think it was maybe Chase Young who knocked the ball out on the strip sack.
Yeah, I think it was Chase Young.
And up is Sweat, number 90. Sweat coming in there. You could see on the replay with the strip sack and then the scoop, and Jonathan Allen rumbles all the way down and is finally tackled. Good pursuit there by the right tackle to chase him down, but damage done, and now all of a sudden a chance to go up 3 scores here, or 2 full scores rather.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their 3rd score of the game.
That really the best unit of this team, showing out right there as Sweat forces the fumble, and really interesting to see Allen catch the ball and before it hits the turf and just kind of receives the fumble as it goes. That was really impressive there from that D-line.
Yeah, that was
nice team effort.
That was very nice. Here's another run for the rookie, Jarrett Patterson.
That was a shifty little run there to the outside. He just kind of found a little bit of extra space out on the perimeter where he made a guy miss just slightly enough to get that first down there. Nicely done from the rookie.
5'8", 195 out of Buffalo, Jarrett Patterson. And he carries yet again. So we have seen several players carry the rock. Peyton Barber, J.D. McKissick, and Antonio Gibson must be hurt. That's all I can figure.
I was kind of wondering why we hadn't seen anything from Gibson. He is definitely their premier running back after the year he had last year. But yeah, I'd have to assume he is hurt here, having only seen McKissick and now Patterson. Not who you'd expect for this Washington football team. Hey, Dino, welcome in.
Dino, what's up, brother?
If this were a Browns game, we'd be calling screens for you, but unfortunately,
not
a Browns game.
But Fitzpatrick will dump it out of the backfield to J.D. McKissick, and he'll get 12 yards in the first down for you if it makes you feel better. I'm a little out of practice. I usually check the depth or the injury reports right before we start streaming, but I completely forgot. So, yeah, my guess is that Antonio Gibson is injured.
Yeah, that's the only way that would be possible, that we had not seen him to this point and seen McKissick and all these others
and seen
in the
3
game.
Other running backs, yeah.
It's really the only way that's possible. So it's got to be McKissick with the start. So if that's the case, that's why we would see Patterson in a relief role.
Also, keep your eyes peeled. We did add Sheldon Richardson to the Vikings roster, and he is going to be wearing number 9. So if you see number 9 on that defense, that is Sheldon Richardson. Of course, number 7, top of your screen, is actually bottom of your screen in this particular formation is Patrick Peterson, of course, coming over and going to single digits. Fitzpatrick fires over the middle. He's got Thomas, the tight end, and he's down to the 1.
Yeah, very
Logan
nice.
Thomas been very talented.
Yeah, very nice
so far
play
this
there.
Year.
Very nice play there from, sorry to cut you off there. Very nice play from Logan Thomas. Also impressive the play before from Patterson. He's really been showing himself out here, the rookie doing pretty well in the center of the line.
Oh, he's going to be stood up right away by the linebacker. Kendricks met him in the backfield, and then others come to help out. But a big-time tackle meeting him in the backfield sets up 3rd and goal now from the 3 for the Washington football team. I don't think Patterson is your power back. I think that's probably more Peyton Barber, but maybe they have formation subs in or something. Who knows?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I was kind of wondering the same thing. That's not a spot I would expect, a guy that's not over 200 pounds as a running back to be taking the ball there.
Yep. All right, 3rd and goal from the 3. They're going to give it to Patterson again, waggling to the middle, and he's going to go down right at the 1. Maybe even the half-yard line. Are they going to go for it here? What do you do?
You certainly got to credit his effort there. He certainly, for as slight as he is as a running back, he certainly made the effort to get in the end zone, but doesn't quite make it there. Stout defense there from the Vikings. But no, I mean, I would go for it, but obviously a little bit more, with the lead here at 10-0, a little bit more conservative from the Washington football team.
Yep, Rivera opts to take the 3 on the road, and they take a 13-0 lead. I know, Dino, I would have gone for it. I would have if we were calling plays.
Well, and
wouldn't even had to ask Kit.
Well, that's because Stefanski for sure would have gone for it because he is
probably
the most
not
aggressive.
A screen pass, but yes.
No, he's the most aggressive coach in the NFL on 4th down, and in fact, the only place where you could wonder if he should have been more aggressive was in that Chiefs game with I think a 4th and 6 or something. But the field position really didn't make a lot of sense. They were on their own 30, I think. So not too much of a doubt, especially with the way their defense was playing.
Indeed. All right, right side now. Cook again. He's going to immediately be brought down by Sweat and Jonathan Allen, who comprise the left side of that line for the most part. Cousins now dropping, firing right side, and it's knocked away. That's Jamin Davis, the rookie, getting over there and swatting that ball out of the sky. He is athletic.
Dino, it's funny.
Here's Cook, and he's got the 1st down. They pick up 10 when they needed 8. 1st down. Vikings absolutely needed that one.
I think if it was up to Dino, he'd be calling screen passes on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. So clearly wasted here.
Set up the screen. Screen to set up the run, right?
That's right.
And screen to set up the rest of the pass. All right, end of the first quarter here from US Bank Stadium. Good look at it. Just opened a couple years ago. Beautiful stadium. Downtown Minneapolis, which is a cool city if you've not had a chance to visit. If we have any Nagy Nation fans living in Minneapolis, shout out to you. Right up the middle, and he's going to go down immediately. Cole Holcomb, who if you've watched the channel for a while, you know that I secretly think is also a country singer. Here he is, Irv Smith, the tight end. He's right up to the line. Are they going to give him the spot? They are not. 3rd and inches. Here we go.
Yeah, they were generous earlier, but not this time. I don't know. It's been a bit of a give and take here from these refs in this one.
Yes. 3rd and inches.
And if you look at where that ball is spotted on the line, that should be a 1st down.
Indeed. Oh, Cook would have walked easily to the 1st down. Instead, Chase Young jumps on top of Cousins, and he throws the ball out of bounds.
And interestingly, they're not going to go for it here with the ball on the line. You'd think. But then again, with your lead running back out of the game and the defense you have and up 13, I guess I understand it. And, nice punt there from the Washington football team, burying them down inside the 9.
Yeah, it's a good punt. I was going to say, Cook's healthy. They've got Dalvin Cook. Give it to Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I was confusing my team. Sorry, that was
That's right.
Vikings
This
with
is
the ball.
This is our 2.5 week hiatus.
Yeah, that's
catching
right.
up with us. We're a little rusty still here.
That's right.
Spin move in the pocket. Fitzpatrick, he's going to get rid of it to McKissick. Short gain. That was our first little Fitzmagic moment with a little spin in the backfield and then able to deliver a strike. Back to pass, firing over the middle. This is the first time we've called Curtis Samuel's name. His first catch for a first down, Washington. Little drag across the middle, complete. And taken down just a short gain of 3. That's Adam Humphries once again.
Well, I'll tell you what, this Washington football team, if the Saints are OSU South, this is OSU East. They are certainly the quintessential Buckeyes team. They have a lot of really good ones on them, on this roster.
Yeah, you could say arguably their best offensive and defensive player are both Buckeyes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jarrett Patterson finds the left side and finds a first down. It's a good look at Patrick Peterson in his number 7 jersey. I don't think we've seen much of Sheldon Richardson because even though I signed him to the roster, I did not put him in on any sub packages. So because of the amount of 3 and 4 wide receiver that Washington runs, he's probably not in there as a pass rushing defensive tackle, even though he very well should be. So
right. Well, and
I apologize, hardcore Vikings fans, for that.
Keep in mind too, he's been out since till now on the roster, so he hasn't been getting that experience. So he might have, might not be the ratings leader, if you will, on that D line. So he may not be in for that reason. Brings up 2nd and 13.
Very possible. Up the middle this time, kind of a fake of a cool little inside sweep to the receiver, but then go ahead and give it to McKissick. However, still behind the line, and 3rd and 12 now the result. Fitzpatrick into a shotgun. He's got 3 receivers. He is going to chuck it deep left again, and he's got McLaurin again, and he's got it 10-5. Touchdown, Washington. Oh, my, what is happening?
I don't know, but if it works, keep going till they shut it down. My goodness, that is like carbon copy number 3. Same play, just draw it up again. Fitzmagic puts it in the bucket yet again. McLaurin had about 5 steps that time.
He was so open. Oh my!
And I mean, this is like flag football little league style. I mean, I don't know what's going on out there, but if they're going to give you that, take it every time.
Holy Moses, what? This is incredible. We need to use that play. I agree. We never run that play, or Baker never throws that play. I don't know why, but or the defense isn't dumb enough to be that burned.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think that's a too deep look, but you'd think the safety would be able to cover. But like in a 2 shell, you'd think that would be easy coverage to be able to come over there. But McLaurin is just making them look silly on the outside.
He really is. Gosh.
I mean, if you're going to run that 3 times in a game at an NFL level, your defensive coordinator needs to be fired.
Yes.
I mean, that's bad. That's bad news. That's an adjustment fail right there.
Yeah. It certainly feels like it has worked every time in this one, Dino. Run up the middle again, a little JUCO, and then a little spin move off of it. Nice run there. It's going to get 8. Sets up a manageable 3rd and 5. Landon Collins, the safety, comes up to make the tackle. But at some point, we're going to get a flag as he fires left side. It's Thielen again. He's all the way up to the 25. Are we going to get some pass interference on the defense? So decline that mug. Sorry, Jimmy Moreland. And all the way down to the 25. They needed that big play for sure to keep some momentum going. They got to score on this drive.
Yeah, this feels like a must-score drive.
Just gets it out of his hands before Chase Young lays the boom, and he's completing it again to Thielen for 9. So Adam Thielen, a very prominent part of the offense here, especially with Justin Jefferson looks like still on the sideline with BC Johnson in there. 3rd and 3 coming up. His first touch of the game for Anthony Madison, the backup running back. I formation here, double tight ends to the right side as well. CJ Ham in front of Dalvin Cook. They run that direction, right side. Cook, nice little juke move and a hesitation. He's going to get tackled right at the line to gain. They're going to give him the spot. A little home cooking and a first down, Vikings.
Yeah, it's been interesting, the spots in this game. There have been a number of generous spots, with one exception, where they really didn't give him the spot you thought that he might have earned. But been interesting officiating in this one for the spots.
Indeed, a little 13 personnel look now. 3 tight ends in with that running back Madison, and he's going to try to angle to the left side. And he's going to get stuck right there at the line. That's the safety Cameron Curl coming up in great run support there. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, beautiful little blitz of the shot of the gap there from Curl. He really filled nicely. He recognized run early and really shot that gap where nobody else was. No blockers to pick him up, and he was able to make a sure tackle in the hole.
Here comes the pressure, and it makes him throw it deep out of the back of the end zone. So, unfortunately, they're going to stymie a little bit in too soon and have to settle for the field goal. Here's the rookie, Riley Patterson. I think he went to Memphis. That's my guess off the top of my head. I looked at the roster off the top of my head.
You know, that feels to me like a little bit of a cop-out from this offensive staff. You got to go for it there. 20-0. I mean, taking 3 points, really, you're still down 17. That's still 3 scores. I mean, why not go for a touchdown there? Even if you don't make it, you're going to be down 3 scores either way. If you get a field goal, 3 scores, I mean, you're not really helping yourself there. So I think you go for it, try to hit a guy in the end zone, or maybe even pick up a first down. You still have that opportunity.
Yep, definitely. Here you go, back to pass. Nice little look of Daniil Hunter getting double teamed. He fires it left side, and it's going to be caught. Coming back to the football. Nice catch was the receiver. And that is still having to say Logan Thomas. Gosh, I couldn't get a number on that until the very last replay there.
Yeah, as Fitzmagic is on with those deep bombs on pace here to have 400 yards and 4 touchdowns in this one. That's wild.
This one's going to be dropped on a slant to the right side. Just the 2nd incompletion of the game. Headed in the direction of Curtis Samuel that time. Here's a 3rd and 2, and they opt to keep it on the ground. He's going to get stuck in the backfield. Big time tackle for loss. Absolutely needed that one. And that's going to be Wanham that got the tackle in the backfield. Great tackle, and that's going to force a punt.
Yeah, Wanham really made a nice shed there of the would-be blocker to come out there and make a very nice tackle in the backfield, tackle for loss. Nice job from Wanham there. Yeah,
that's DJ Wanham, the defensive end from South Carolina, now in his 2nd season. So, big-time opportunity here for a double dip for the Vikings before halftime. They will get the second half kick as well, so it could set up for the old triple D if they can get something going. Just much like the Ravens are, and some of these other teams like the Vikings are just not built to come from behind. They're not a passing prolific team, and as you can see, they're continuing to try to feed Dalvin Cook. He's got 15 carries, 28 yards. Another tackle for Jamin Davis there on that play, by the way. So we'll just see if they have enough firepower. Here he is on play action. Cousins over the middle, and it's picked off. It's picked off by Jimmy Moreland. He's got the 30 to the 25, 10, 5. He's in for the touchdown. Oh, salt on the open wound. And 26-3 here is the result. Wow.
Yeah, wow, that was wild. Absolutely can't be doing that, especially down in the hole that you're in. Can't be throwing those kind of throws over the middle. Dangerous territory. Defense in the right position to take it away. And the pick 6 is about the last thing you can afford. But I'll tell you what, you were mentioning the Vikings being one of those teams that can't play from behind. The loss of Stephon Diggs really is the difference there. He was very much their playmaker, and not taken away from Jefferson. He's a great player, but he is Stephon Diggs. He is not.
Correct.
And the complement between Thielen and Stephon Diggs versus Jefferson and Stephon Diggs is very noticeable here. And then when Dalvin Cook is really the guy you have to rely on, you have to be ahead to win.
There's a little post to the left side. Nice catch from Thielen in traffic. He's quickly over 100 yards receiving in this first half as well. As A lot of passing numbers here in the first half with these long passes.
And I'll tell you what, I think this very much is going to be a referendum on Zimmer in particular. If this season doesn't work out for him, he may be gone.
Yep. Cook right up the middle again, maybe a yard. They're going to give him credit for none. 2nd and 10. Cook now stretching it right side. Oh, look at that shed from Sweat. And Sweat says sit down for a big TFL.
Yeah.
3rd and long upcoming.
That D-line is just so potent. They're so good. They just find a way to win against those blocks every down, and it's impressive what they're able to do.
Here comes Cousins on a 3rd and 12. Just check it down to the running back, Madison, and he gets ripped down after a short game. Punt upcoming here, but not until the 2-minute warning passes. 27-3, just absolutely shock and awe. Very quiet crowd here in Minnesota.
Yeah, absolutely.
For this Week 7 matchup, as their team now, even with a half to play, in danger of falling to 1-5.
Yep.
Which would absolutely probably spell the end
Yep.
of Mike Zimmer.
Yep. Well, and I know there's a lot of folks from Minnesota and elsewhere that were saying, they should have, hired from within, got rid of Zimmer and hired Stefanski to be their head coach. But the Browns are very grateful that didn't go that way, and instead Stefanski becomes the coach of the year in Cleveland and is looking to have a very bright future in Cleveland. Everything is pointing up in Cleveland.
First screen pass of the day, and it's going to go for -5. That's okay. It's just setting up the next screen, right, Dino?
That's right. It's either that or it's setting up the next T-Mac goes for 70+.
Right. That's true. Although Washington not in a hurry to snap the football, and now they're going to hand it off again to McKissick, and he just seems to be holding it up in chew clock mode. But now, of course, the Vikings sense that and will call their first timeout. 3rd and 14. The result? Give it up the middle again. This is one's Peyton Barber, and he's going to get a few yards before getting tackled. Call it 4. Vikings call their second timeout, and they will get the football back. Punt upcoming here from Tress Way.
Yeah, it feels like there should be a minute left in this game, not a minute left in the first half here, as it's 27-3. I mean, the Washington football team is very lackadaisically like, we can run out some clock here because there's really no pressure to score. And feel like their defense really has this Minnesota Vikings offense bottled up with nowhere much to go. And when you've got them passing, you've got a big advantage because their passing attack is not their strength.
Yep, absolutely. As they go no huddle here, Cousins is going to throw it and then very quickly ripped down. Cannot get out of bounds.
And for those who are worried about Baker Mayfield in terms of being a game manager or not worth re-signing or any of that other stuff, I would ask you to look at the play of Kirk Cousins and compare to Baker Mayfield. And I think that enough said on that front in terms of would you rather have Kirk Cousins run your offense, or would you rather have Baker Mayfield? And I think the answer is pretty clear. Hey, Karen, welcome in.
Hi, Karen. Yep, we're back. All right, end of the first half, 27-3. The beatdown is on here in Minnesota. Still 30 minutes of football left to play, so I suppose technically they're still in the game, but they have got to score some points, and more importantly, they have got to stop Washington from scoring so many points. Yeah, absolutely. The defense, which is supposed to be kind of the calling card of this team that they really spent a lot of their time and money on building up, has not been able to stop this Washington football team attack. And then Washington's defense is just so stalwart. They're really, as we see right there, yet another very nice play from the defensive line, which is really the strength of this whole team. They have made their presence felt all game long, and that's really been the difference in this one. Absolutely. That's Jonathan Allen again, defensive tackle, closing the door quickly. TFL on Dalvin Cook, who now has 18 carries for 24 yards. And for the math majors in the room, that's not great. No.
That is,
and this time Chase Young's going to get him behind the line again.
Certainly not what you're looking for, especially Dalvin Cook, X Factor, one of the best in the league. If they can't get it done, on the ground, they're not going to be very successful.
Smith, and unfortunately, first drive of the half will end in a punt. And Adam Humphries makes the fair catch at the 34-yard line. So Fitzmagic back out onto the field. He was special in that first half here, as you're going to see 12 of 14 for 208, 2 touchdowns, both of them to Terry McLaurin, who's got to be, he's probably got to be pushing 200 yards receiving already by himself.
Oh, yeah, easily, and especially because the third one he had for a bomb should have been a 70-yard bomb, but for a shoestring tackle.
Yes.
So, very impressive day for T-Mac.
A little pump fake to the left side, up the middle. McKissick trying to angle back towards the right. He's going to pick up, Patterson, not McKissick. 38, the carrier, not 41. Brings up a 3rd and 4. Fires over the middle. He's got McLaurin wide open. Look at that acceleration from McLaurin after the catch, all the way up to the 37. He now has 4 catches for 173.
Yeah, what a shifty little move to make a tackler miss. Let's watch this one as he just catches the ball. He makes a nice little move, makes a guy miss right there as he's able to get a bunch of extra yardage after the fact. Nice move from T-Mac.
Gosh. I mean, I'm a pretty big Buckeye fan, in the grand scheme of Buckeye fans. I know more than most people do, and I thought he was good. He was, nothing that he showed at Ohio State would have said that he would have been this good. Just incredible.
He really, in terms of guys that blossom at the next level, he's kind of the quintessential. As that one should have been pick 6 city there. Very fortunate for Fitzmagic that one was not picked.
Yeah, big missed opportunity. The same way can kind of be said for Mike Thomas. Before his injury last season, another player arguably considered to be one of the best receivers in the game, he was fine at Ohio State.
No,
but he wasn't. He wasn't this.
Yeah, he was never really that great. Some of the ones that are truly great turn out to be just as good in the NFL level. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott at his time at OSU was really, really good, and there've been plenty of others. But there are always some surprise guys that come out there that really you don't expect them to be as good as they really are, and it just takes them getting to that next level of competition to really develop. Although I do have to say the recent changes in that wide receiver room, in particular, bringing in Brian Hartline as the wide receiver coach, has been such a change. And they really didn't focus their wide receivers the way that they have of late. Under Day and Hartline, that really has made such a difference for that group, because some really, really talented kids have gone kind of unnoticed, undeveloped, and then gone on to their NFL career and get NFL coaches involved, and just see them just blow up in a huge way. I think the wide receiver room in particular is really huge, is the biggest example of that, because they're so good at many other positions, but wide receiver before Hartline and Day really wasn't one of them.
Yeah, they're stupid deep at that position now. Gosh.
Oh yeah, look at what Olave is doing and some of those guys. I mean, they're so good.
Yeah, I mean, your preseason All-Americans are Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson are the 2 receivers from the Buckeyes.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll talk Buckeyes another time. We could talk Buckeyes for a long time. And in fact, if this name, image, and likeness business that just started a couple of days ago, if that gets us NCAA back, watch out, Nagy on Sports.
That's right.
Absolutely Dynasty City.
Yeah, we'll be hitting up as a little bit of an injury there. It looks like an injury timeout. I think that was the Vikings. I didn't get a good look at it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who it was either. Decent little drive. Here's another first down to Thielen. Now 7 catches for Adam Thielen. He had another big one a couple of plays earlier while we were talking about Brian Hartline's awesomeness. So decent drive brewing here. They have got to get 6, 7, and maybe even 8 out of this one.
It's an absolute must here on this drive. A little bit of success, but they can't afford anything less than a touchdown. They have to do this, and then their defense has got to step up with a little bit of momentum gained if they get it.
Yep. Anthony Madison up the middle for a 4-yard gain. The other problem about such a heavy dependence on the run is it just takes so much time. Across the middle, here's Irv Smith. He gets a block, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. It's Irv Smith Jr., the tight end out of Alabama.
Yeah, I think that's
and an
really
absolute must.
Absolute must indeed. That's really what they've been missing. It's been their tight end play. They haven't seen much out of either Rudolph or Irv Smith, and finally get them involved as
Rudolph's
Irv Smith
in New York.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You're right. He has moved on. So who is their second?
Tyler Conklin. Remember
Conklin, that's right.
You appreciated him earlier.
I did. Yeah. No, you're right. So Irv Smith now the number 1 role. My bad.
All right.
But yeah, the tight end role in this offense really needing more appreciation. Irv Smith needed to be more involved.
Yeah. Again, if you think about it in terms of sort of, the first draft of the Browns offense. Think about how important our tight ends were and are to us, and they certainly don't have a Hooper and a Njoku and Bryant level trio.
Right. Well, and if you're talking about the true management quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins is, I mean, a tight end, quality tight end play and dumping the ball off the tight ends is like the key part of that.
Nice run again there. Jarrett Patterson now 13 carries, 46 yards, kind of out-dueling Dalvin Cook in his own stadium is the rookie from Buffalo. Welcome, Lamar. You always change your name, but we're glad that you're here. I think they're... I don't know. I think they're 2-4.
I'll look it up in a second.
I think they were 2-3. Because if they had beaten the Browns, they would have been 3-3, right? They're not going to be on the.
Oh yeah, because they're on bye. So.
They just played us, so they won't be in the game of the week poll though. Up the middle again, Jarrett Patterson. This time he's going to be ripped down again by Michael Pierce, defensive tackle. Oh, I don't know. We'll check afterwards. After we week 7 recap it. Kind of a backwards pass here to McLaurin to the right side. He takes a huge shot from the safety, Harrison Smith. Actually going to call it a run for Terry McLaurin. You could very possibly be 3-4. I don't remember. I haven't had the game on in 2.5 weeks, so.
Yeah, it's been a little while. We're still in week 7 here. Phil just got back from a vacation in Greece, so we're still knocking the rust off here a little bit with the Nagy on Sports live football call and commentary here. But hey, we're doing our best and enjoying bringing it back to you again.
That's right. It's good to be back.
And so we're still in week 7 though, so it's not. It hasn't really advanced since the last time you checked in, probably.
Yes, that's very true. Little motion here on a 2nd and 5. Turn around, give it to the running back. That's Patterson again, waggling to the right side. Picks up a few more. He's up to 50 in the game. 3rd and 2. Eric Kendricks now starting to pile up the tackles. You can see that big flowing black hair coming out the back of his helmet. Nice stop there to knock it down, and it's going to force a 4th and 2. They're going to go for it. How about this aggressiveness from Rivera?
That is very aggressive, especially up 20
They're going to
points.
run. Oh, broken tackle. I just got done singing Eric Kendricks' praise, and he whiffs on the tackle. And Patterson does a running to the outside. Such a tricky move in Madden, and they get the first down easily out of it. Wow.
Yeah, credit Patterson with a great play there as he just makes the guy miss in the backfield and manages to pick up a critical 4th down. That'd have been really decent field position here for the Vikings, who are only down 20. If they scored a touchdown out of it, it would have been a very different feeling game.
Look at Fitzpatrick just throw that one out of the sack, and they're going to end up getting it back to the line of scrimmage at least. 3rd and 12.
A bit of a wild few plays there. Kind of interesting.
On the run again. Here he is climbing the pocket, now firing over the middle, and it's caught at the 12. First down. Curtis Samuel beats Patrick Peterson First down inside the red zone.
That was kind of interesting. A bit of a lazy throw there from Fitzpatrick. He kind of just not a lot of juice on it, and just barely
one-handed catch.
Barely manages to get it past the defender there. As really Curtis Samuel comes up with a really incredible
that was
catch.
Sick.
The defender had a better position on it than Curtis Samuel did, and credit Curtis Samuel with a great catch.
Firing right side into the gap, up to the 1, and into the end zone. Touchdown! It's Steven Sims.
Yeah, one of the Sims bros there. But I gotta say that feels a bit like a nail in the coffin. 36-10, soon to be 37-10. You feel like there's probably not enough time with as anemic as the Vikings offense has been to this point for them to come back and win.
Yep, and that's another blown coverage / beaten coverage for Patrick Peterson. His father time continues to be undefeated.
That's right. He's been one of the best in the NFL, but he's really kind of showing his age here. He's been a bit lackluster in this game, allowing some otherwise, in previous seasons and previous years, you would expect him to be making those plays, but not here and not tonight.
Here's the rookie Amir Smith-Marset from Iowa. He's the kick returner, one of their draft picks. So 37-10 now. Cousins, it's a pretty good day for him, all things considered, but again, they're just not really able to run their full offense anymore at this point, and that's mostly been the defensive fails, really.
Yeah, no, I mean, minus the one really ugly pick where he just kind of threw it up in the middle, where the defenders had all the presence and none of the offensive receivers were really in a good spot to make a catch. Minus that one really errant throw, but he has been pretty decent, all things considered. That being said, Dino, let's slow down on the Otto Graham comparisons. I mean, Fitzmagic is special in his own right, but he is no Hall of Famer, that's for sure.
He's definitely the epitome of journeyman.
That I will happily agree with.
He may just get into the Hall of Fame for playing the longest and for the most teams.
No, I think that honestly,
right up there with Josh McCown.
Yeah, Josh McCown or Vinny Testaverde or some of those guys. But you notice none of those guys tend to make it into the NFL for good reason.
Into the Hall of Fame.
Oh yes, excuse me, the Hall of Fame.
So they're plenty good to play in the NFL.
No, excuse me, Hall of Fame. I meant Hall of Fame. You're right.
Fitzpatrick firing wide open. Curtis Samuel over the middle takes a shot from Harrison Smith, but just wide open now, and Curtis Samuel's got 4 catches and over 50 yards.
Yeah, so much respect there from the defense, really allowing tons of coverage or space underneath as Samuel was wide open on the route underneath the coverage.
Whoop! The little slant route to McLaurin, a sweet spin move, and he's up to the 25 as the third quarter comes to an end. Yes, you're right. Jeff Garcia is another example of that as well, Dino.
Yeah, he sure is.
It's funny how everybody that we named has been on the Browns. In fact, I'm surprised that Ryan Fitzpatrick was never on the Browns.
Right? Well, if we ever make the mistake of getting rid of Baker Mayfield, that would be the next move I would have to imagine.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Just to say he played for us.
Just. Actually, you know what? How about Fitzmagic as the backup in Cleveland? I'd be okay with that.
A gain of 7, and the Washington first down.
Send Case Keenum to Washington.
Well,
Straight up.
Case Keenum, nothing wrong with Case Keenum. He's good. He fits the system. I mean, obviously he's got respect in Cleveland. But if they were going to move on from him and find another one, I'd be okay with Fitzmagic being that next guy.
Up the middle here, McKissick. If nothing else, then it would make the games interesting. RG3 would not be a good example. We don't have to start naming every quarterback that's played for the Browns in the last 20 years.
That would take forever.
Across the middle, little out route. Jarrett Patterson, the rookie, and he's down inside the 1. Because they're still throwing the ball a lot.
Yeah, still throwing the ball.
Getting themselves,
still
first and goal inside the 1.
Only 5 incompletions here for Fitzmagic. He's had a great game.
Here's Peyton Barber, just his 4th carry, and he's going to get tripped up at the goal line again.
Wow, that looked like he was in easily.
Yeah, Chaz Surratt. Chaz Surratt, the rookie linebacker from North Carolina, makes the tackle. Now Peyton Barber again, left side, fighting, and he falls in. Touchdown, Washington. And the fat lady has not only warmed up, she has finished her aria and is now exiting stage left. This one is over with 11:42 to go.
That's right. That's true, Dino. There have been a lot of those kind of guys on the Browns.
Has
roster.
RG3 been on 4 teams?
Yeah, he has.
Gosh.
Yeah. He had a very
Redskins?
steep decline, though.
Did he go right from here to the Redskins? From Redskins to Cleveland?
Hold on, I'll look at that.
I'm thinking Redskins, Cleveland, Baltimore. Did he go somewhere else?
Oh, no, there's only 3. You're right. It's Washington, Cleveland, and
Okay. So, yeah, I think Tyrod fits that argument, Dino, in terms of quarterbacks who are currently in the league who have played for a minimum of 4 teams.
But Vinny certainly did.
Yeah, Vinny did. And obviously McCown did. And obviously Fitzpatrick has.
Yep.
Good. Our first catch of the day for BC, Ola BC Johnson.
Yeah, it is interesting, though, to look at Browns quarterbacks who went and did things with other teams. Like even Bernie Kosar, technically he has a Super Bowl ring with Dallas. Although he's way more famous and way more, beloved in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah. For sure he is. For sure he is.
It's a
4th and 4. 4th and 4, and they got to go for it. Back to pass. Fires it deep over the middle, and what a catch! Left-handed. Justin Jefferson back into the game in the second half. What a catch. First down, Vikings.
Yeah, what a catch indeed. Really makes the catch in spite of the defender being right in that spot. Kind of goes around him to make this catch. It's very impressive indeed. And,
really nice catch.
Nice concentration catch. Brings it in one-handed and can't do much better than that.
No, you can't. 3-step drop, fires a slant to the right side again, caught it up to the 36-yard line, 9.5 yards. That's Jefferson again. Maybe he just checked back into the game now. They've gone to him twice in short order successfully. Pressure coming up the middle, Chase Young. Oh, and he ducks it, goes Cousins, and now he fires it to the left side. It's complete to Thielen inside the 30 for a first down. What a wild play there for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, wild indeed. That was really Thielen making the play for his quarterback. If he doesn't come back to the ball there, that was going to be intercepted.
Intended for Chad Beebe. Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Fitzmagic. Yeah, Hoyer definitely has. I don't know if Brandon Weeden.
I don't think he did.
He was. It's only because when we drafted him, he was like 30, so it felt like he was really old. Up the middle, and Jonathan Allen's going to sack him back to the 34. That's going to bring up 4th and forever.
Actually, Weeden did. Browns, Cowboys, Texans, Titans, Texans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Well, good call, Dino.
Yeah, no, that I don't think he started for most of those teams, other than the Browns.
I guess I do remember the Texans. This one's up into some traffic, and I think it's going to be picked off, and it is. It is Jimmy Moreland, his 2nd pick of the day. How did he come down with this one?
Yeah, it was just really badly underthrown from Cousins, as he just put it up where the defender could make the play, but not his receiver. That's not what you want to do, and the defender in a great position, able to come away with the pick.
Yeah, 3 turnovers and -3 of the turnover battle. Also not going to be helpful for trying to win football games, especially when you're giving up 50-yard bombs whenever the other team wants.
Right, yeah, that the fact that you're predicated on the run game and, you know, having to resort to the pass game and then throwing interceptions in that pass game, that's really a bad news Bears.
Yes, it is.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's third.
Another slant wide open across the middle. It's Curtis Samuel spinning off a tackler and another first down. 37 yards now as Samuel close to 100 on his own day.
That's right. I gotta be impressed with these Buckeyes. They have been stupidly open in this in the secondary. Look at the gap there as he just exploits that zone. Both Curtis Samuel and T-Mac have been finding ways to just be stupidly open. So much room around them. Really, no defenders in sight to be able to make a play.
Yeah, sensing run, they blitzed both linebackers there. That left that slant wide open.
Yep.
On the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Yeah, there's a good run stop and ripped to the ground there. Michael Pierce. 3rd and 9 coming up here as the clock ticking down. Close to 5 minutes to play. All the tight ends on the left side of the formation. Holy moly. One of them does come back to the right in motion. Turn around, hand off the ball again up the middle. Knifing his way through tacklers is Jarrett Patterson again. So he's really kind of been RB1 in this game, and he's played pretty well as the rookie
A gain of 4 yards.
from Buffalo.
It's now 4th down. Press way in punt formation.
Buffalo, of course, the alma mater of Khalil Mack, the other really famous, I wouldn't call Jarrett Patterson famous, the other really important player in the NFL. This one's going to die at the 5 and inside to the 4-yard line. Tress Way now getting involved. About the only Redskin who hasn't had to have a good day, or hasn't had a good day, and that's Tress Way. First and 10 now, Cousins. A little bit of confusion in the backfield with C.J. Ham, the fullback, kind of bumping into each other, and Cook's going to get tripped up for about a gain of 2, and then they did remember that they're down and now go 4 wide.
Yeah, that was a bit surprising looking to run there. I mean, credit them for not going away from the run, but on the other hand, you're down by so much that, you know, I mean, I guess they don't trust Cousins and company, but
and knocked away.
Can't truly blame them for that, but on the other hand, you know, running it there in that spot, you know, and then having the miscues that they just did, C.J. Ham getting in the way of the ball carrier handoff with the quarterback. You know, it's just been kind of, you know, symptomatic of the whole game at large, just kind of how it's gone for these Vikings.
44-10 now. Fitzpatrick under center, going to turn around and give it once again to Jarrett Patterson, the rookie who has been the workhorse today now. 23 carries on the game for Patterson, 2nd and 7 upcoming, and they are in full-on shoe clock mode now, snapping this thing with about 4 seconds on the game clock.
Yeah, as they should be, really, you know, chewing the clock, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes left in this game, way up. But you gotta, you know, tip the hat to Patterson. He's had a really good game for the rookie. Very impressive, finding ways to be elusive in the hole and making guys miss. He's not the biggest running back, but he's certainly made, you know, taking advantage of some of his shiftiness and a little bit of that speed. So I've got to give him some credit for some pretty good play today.
Hopkins going to come in from 50 to further widen the lead, which he does successfully now. 47-10. Washington pouring it on here, well on their way to being 5-2. Of course, Vikings will drop to 1-5. 1:56 to play it out. 4 wide trips to the left side for Kirk Cousins. He looks the other direction, though, and kicks Dalvin Cook out of the backfield. Maybe we should have seen a little bit more of that a little bit earlier. Cook, a weapon with his hands. Just 4 catches and only 23 yards for Dalvin today.
Yeah, if I were to rewrite this offensive strategy, getting Irv Smith more involved in this game plan, getting Dalvin Cook more involved in the pass game, and as Dalvin Cook finds a nice little hole there up the middle and manages to exploit it for a nice little 10-yard gain or so, but you'd expect them to be a little bit more conscious of who their playmakers are and how to get them open to space, a little bit of the matchups game. And they really didn't do much of that in this one. You're having to rely a little bit more on the back of Cousins than I think is warranted, considering he's much more of a game manager than a true, beat the other team type quarterback with those clutch plays.
Absolutely. Setting up a screen, and it just gets read and then taken down. And now Montez Sweat with a little bit of an injury here.
Yeah, that would be
That's
a big blow.
Good to see.
If he goes to the locker room, that would be a big blow to this defense. They do have a great rotation on that D-line, but Montez Sweat, although he does look like he is on the sideline, not out of the game, but he is such a crucial part of that rotation.
Absolutely, firing right side and caught, spinning off a defender inside the 35, call it the 33. Nice catch there by the receiver. Quickly they go no huddle. And it's Dalvin Cook breaking a tackle out of the backfield and up to the 16. So they're trying.
Yeah, nice little anger route there from Dalvin Cook, but makes you wonder, where was this earlier? This is the kind of game plan they should have had, and finally they get to it with only 30 seconds left in the game, but on a final desperation drive that's going to mean absolutely nothing. I mean, this feels like a preseason, go out and see what some guys can do kind of feel here, maybe build some momentum for the next week. But either way, it's really not what you want as the final tick comes off the clock, and this one is very much over with Minnesota getting embarrassed by the Washington football team.
Yeah, big time beatdown. Interesting if you're going to go no huddle at the end of the game and keep throwing that you'd not use any of your timeouts.
Yeah.
Left all 3 of them on the board. Maybe cash them in for 3 points at the end of the day.
Well, and I think that's the tail of the tape there. As you look, every single major statistical category, the Washington football team comes away with the win. So you're not going to win very many football games if you can't win the major stats.
Absolutely. All right, let's look at Cousins. 28 of 41, 341, 1 TD, and again, those 2 interceptions that we saw for Fitzmagic. 23 of 28, 342, 3 TDs. How about a 153.2 QB rating? That's almost perfect, right? 158 is perfect if I'm recalling correctly.
Somewhere there. It's pretty close.
He was pretty close to perfect. Jarrett Patterson, again, we talked about him a lot to the day, the rookie. 24 carries, 86 of them, 86 yards on those carries. He also had 3 broken tackles. McKissick with 9, Peyton Barber with 7, and again, that backwards pass that they called a run for Terry McLaurin. Dalvin Cook, 26 for 43. That's not going to get it done, and even that 1.6 average was helped by a couple of pretty decent runs there in that last drive in garbage time. So he was very much held in check today. Receiving, Thielen 8 for 182, a heck of a day for him. Cook 6 for 45. Smith with just 4, as Kit alluded to. We wanted more from him. BC Johnson and Justin Jefferson both with 3 catches for the Vikings. But how about this football team? 6 catches for McKissick out of the backfield. Terry McLaurin 5 for 198, 2 TDs. Curtis Samuel 5 for 74. 3 for Thomas, 2 for Humphreys today. Didn't really need to get him involved, although they could have. He's been talented for them. Defensively speaking, Cole Holcomb, middle linebacker, 13 tackles. Kendall Fuller with 12. Landon Collins with 8 sacks today. Montez Sweat and Jonathan Allen, although plenty of pressure applied. And then the 2 interceptions, both by Jimmy Moreland. For the Vikings on defense, Anthony Barr and Eric Kendricks, they're 2 linebackers that play pretty much every time in their nickel, leading the team in tackles. How about your nose tackle, Michael Pierce, also showing up with 11 tackles. No sacks for them today, and of course, no interceptions. part of the tale of the tape there. 47-10 is the final score. Kit, let's wrap this one up.
Yeah, well, I think this game was really an example of Zimmer getting very much outcoached by Rivera. I think that the game plan was relatively inexplicable from these Vikings as they came out and did some things that were frankly quite bizarre. Really coming out and doing some, not really to their strengths type plays, and then really finally catching on very, very late in the game, as we mentioned earlier. But then the Washington football team coming out and doing what they do best, and that's the difference in this one. And the scoreline really reflects that as the Washington football team moves on to 5-2 and really dominates this Minnesota Vikings team.
Absolutely. Sorry for those of you who are watching, just making sure. And it was. Sheldon Richardson is the third-rated defensive tackle behind Dalvin Tomlinson and Michael Pierce. But he was not in the rush defensive tackle sub spot, but he is now. So rest assured, Vikings fans, you will get to see him playing that game. So appreciate you all being with us. Again, thanks so much for your patience during my vacation, my hiatus. My wife and I had a great time in Greece, and good to be back, and appreciate Kit for rolling off those videos on the channel that I had pre-recorded. We are curious about your feedback, if you liked the MLB game, if you liked the FIFA games, the basketball games, just as we continue to try to get a few more eyeballs on here. It also is the summer of subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, we would appreciate a subscription so that YouTube will give us money someday, maybe. But appreciate you guys. You are the absolute best. Thanks for being on. Take care of yourself. Appreciate George for moderating today's chat, as he oft does. So for Kit Nagy out on the left coast and Phil Nagy safely back in Central Ohio, we'll get out of here today by saying, go Washington football team. But as always, go